There is a way to think about achieving tangible results. There's a framework around it. Hard work alone is not enough. And you know this. I see many people think that if they just did enough, if they just put enough work into what they do, then they will be able to achieve tangible results. And it's obvious this is not the case because there are many manual laborers who put in a lot of effort into what they do, but don't get as much results as some other people who probably don't exert as much effort. In the last few videos and some videos to come, I've been talking about results. And today I want to talk about learning because you can't really have results if you don't learn first. You first learn what to do and then do it and hopefully get tangible results. When you think about learning, there are two approaches to learn anything new. Some people focus on the performance goal. So I'm learning so that I can do this. Other people focus on the journey of learning. They are learning so they can see what this is about. They're curious. They want to know what this is about. How can I get better at this? There are two divergent approaches. And usually what we've seen is that the people who take the second approach, where they are curious to learn, they're more focused on the learning journey, they achieve much better results than people who just focus on a goal. Think about this. And maybe one disclaimer before I go on. Both approaches are actually helpful. And in fact, the wisdom there is knowing when to use which approach. But what I want to highlight is that if you were learning something new and you just already decided a goal, a performance goal you'll be working towards, you sort of constrain yourself to the surprises that might come along the way, to the creativity that you can discover in interacting with that subject. As opposed to when you open your heart to focusing on the journey, then you will have the excitement, the creativity, and just that open-mindedness to see different points of view or be able to address this subject a little bit non-traditionally. Now, I know this is a lot of abstract talking. Let me bring it to practical terms. If I was learning to play the piano so that I can play a particular song in a gathering in 2-3 weeks, then I have a performance goal and I want to learn how to play this particular song. Therefore, when I'm trying to learn the piano, all my work is tailored towards learning the melody of that song, learning how to play it in timing and what riffs I should add, etc. That's a totally different experience if I was learning the piano to see how I can become a better piano player. That's a totally different, and let's use the same time frame. If I just wanted to learn how to play this particular song in 3 weeks, versus if I wanted to learn how can I be a better player, a better piano player in 3 weeks, I can bet that the person who wants to see how he can be a better piano player would have learned much more than the person who is just trying to perfect a particular song. Now, remember I said there's wisdom in using both approaches. Now, if you have a 3 weeks timeline, you're quite constrained by time. And so the wisdom there would be, okay, fine. I'm trying to learn this in 3 weeks. Let me figure out what's the best way to practice this song. But what I'm sharing is about learning in general, learning on a broader scale. Many people have this performance goal approach as their default way of learning. Every time they're trying to learn something, they're trying to, okay, can I learn how to write SQL? I need to be able to write SQL so that I can apply for a job. There's always a performance goal at the back of their learning. And it's kind of constrains them. Versus when you want to learn SQL so you can be a better code developer, maybe manipulating databases, for example, that gives you that flexibility to see how can this be done differently from how it is already being done? Can I add my own creativity to this? And generally just open yourself up to learning in a different way, and I would argue in a much better way. So the question for you is, are you trying to learn something new? How are you approaching it? Do you have a performance goal that is driving your learning, or are you focused on learning because you are interested in the journey, in who you will become by learning what you're learning? It's definitely more exciting when you are focused on the journey than when you are fixated on the goal. Thank you for watching. I'm sure this was helpful.